Hey guys, Lewis with Element Inspection here. Today we're going to be testing a shower pan to see if it's leaking. There's a couple tools that we use. This is what's called a test ball. This would go down in the drain pipe, and then this is a standard Schrader valve like you would find on your car tire, and we fill it up with air, and then that balloons out inside the drain and stops it from draining. That's a little bit more complicated. What we usually use is one of these. This goes right over the drain, seals it as the water comes in. The more pressure on it, the better seal it is. So we're going to use this one today. We're going to fill the shower with about an inch and a half worth of water. I'm going to mark that level with a pencil, and then we're going to wait 20 or 30 minutes. I'm going to go around the exterior of the bathroom with the thermal imaging camera. If I see any water has protruded using the camera, I'm going to verify that with a moisture meter. So let's get started. Gasket, or my drain seal here, I'm going to put it right over the drain right there, just like that. Then I'm going to start filling the shower full of water. So I'm just going to mark this with my pencil here, mark the line. And there's just a little bit of pencil that'll wipe off when I'm done. And that's just to verify that the water hasn't dropped dramatically in the time. So we're going to let this sit for about 15 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer, and we'll come back and see if any water has left. All right, so using my thermal imager here, I didn't realize, but I actually filled it up with some pretty warm water. So the water is nearly 80 degrees. So we can see on the mat, there's actually some water there, or what appears to be water. You can verify that with a moisture meter. But if we look in the corners, we're going to look for any indications of water leaking out on the seams. I don't see any of the warm water leaking out. So I'm going to go around the way this is set up. And this is just a bathroom right here, or a master bedroom. There's a bathroom, and we know that the shower's right there. So I'm going to use the moisture, or the thermal imager again, and I'm going to look for any heat signatures or anything that appears to be like moisture, and I'm just not seeing anything in there. So I'm going to verify this with our moisture meter here. I'm going to use my moisture meter. I'm going to make sure I have it on the right setting, and we're going to scan the ground for any moisture here, and we're getting absolutely nothing. So that indicates that there's no moisture leaking there, and we'll verify it in here as well. And we're just not getting a significant reading. Tile always reads just a little bit, just by the nature of what it is. And we're not getting anything significant. So we saw some water on the mat earlier with the thermal imager. It's right there. If I were to touch it here, I'm going to get 100%. So this shower pan is not leaking, and I'm going to confirm that by checking my pencil line and see if the water has dropped at all. So there's my little pencil line there. I didn't make it right at the water's level. There's always a little skin there, but we can see that it didn't really drop at all. So I would be pretty confident that this shower is not leaking. I'm going to check one more spot because I know this is an exterior wall because of that window. So I'm going to go outside and check around. All right, guys, I'm on the outside of the house. There's that window we saw from the inside. I'm going to be looking along the foundation line to see if any water has crept out. So I'm just going to look right along the weep holes, right through here. I'm going to back this up with my thermal imager, but I'm not seeing any evidence of water leaking out. Sometimes water will actually leak out through the weep holes or along the seams here when a shower pan's leaking. All right, guys, we were able to verify that this shower pan is not leaking. I'm going to put some footage in of a shower pan that was leaking using the exact same method. In that one, we used the test ball. You'll see the yellow pigtail poking out of the drain. And I did that because they hired us specifically to look at the drain pan. They believed that their contractor had done a poor job, and they wanted to verify why it was leaking. They had baseboards that were swelling, and so we were able to make that determination, and you'll see that right now. All right, we can see here the test ball has been inflated inside the drain. I filled the shower up much like I did previous. Here is where the water is actually leaking out. You can see some indications of the hot water. And then same thing here, it's actually coming through the corners of the shower pan. So I back this up with my moisture meter, 91% there, and then this next image here, the baseboard actually has 100% moisture, so that's why it was starting to warp and swell. Thanks for watching, and remember to always hire a home inspector.